The largest school district in Washington, it's the Seattle District Schools, are filing a lawsuit against all of the biggest social media platforms, saying that they are creating a youth mental health crisis.
Yeah, like TikTok, too. TikTok, Instagram,
Facebook. Yep. Yeah. You name it, they're being sued. First of all, I didn't know you could take on the giants in like a group like that.
I think you can sue anybody. My thought is, what is the outcome? Like, first of all, can they win?
Wow.
I mean, they have a case that they can win, and what are they suing for? Are they suing for money? Are they suing for it to be shut down? Are they suing for warnings? I don't get it.
I don't either.
What are you suing for? And it is a free country. I mean, you should be able to
do what I want. Free country.
Say what I want.
But it is. I mean,
I know.
if you're, are we suing television because kids watch too much TV or something and didn't do their homework? You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. Well, while we get our official attorney, Lisa Lanier, on the phone, because no one's going to be able to break it down the way she will. But apparently the school district is saying that Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, TikTok, they're exploiting the psychology of their users. And they're saying that they see so many students on these apps, and it's creating a real health crisis for these children. And of course, because nothing great came really out of coronavirus, it only got worse during the pandemic.
At the same time, though, are we supposed to take some responsibility on our own? Like the parents are supposed to monitor. And,
well, yes.
I mean, is it always the company? I don't know. I can see both sides, but suing and winning, I can't imagine that happening. But maybe I'm wrong.
Well, we do have the official attorney of Jared and Katie in the morning, Lisa Lanier, on the phone. Good morning, Lisa.
Hey, good morning. You guys have all the questions,
and
I have some answers.
Okay. Good.
I have some answers. So what they're seeking, so this is interesting. There's actually, this school district in Washington State is suing all these social media companies, but also there's over 1,200 individual people that are out there separate from the school system all over the United States who are suing. And it's basically a huge onslaught of these lawsuits, not just the school district. And they're all kind of about the same thing. And what they're seeking, of course, they're always seeking money damages, but they're also seeking change. And the three specific changes outlined by the lead attorney on this is they want age and identity verification, because there's no, all a kid has to do is lie and say that they're 13. And, an 11-year-old gets on easily, just lying. And they want basically these algorithms turned off, because these kids, like there was one kid whose parents spoke on the 60 Minutes piece about this same thing. And basically she 11 years old, she goes on and she searches exercise and diet, because she was starting to put on some, the little adolescent pounds or whatever.
At 11.
And right, at 11. And what it sends her, though, is an onslaught. These algorithms send her an onslaught of these pro-anorexia sites. That's even a thing, but it is.
Right.
All these people who are promoting anorexia. And so she starts following all that and becomes anorexic. And so they're saying, look, stop the algorithms. Let people just, search for the specific thing they want without the app deciding to send them all this evil stuff. And then the third thing they want is some warning system set up where parents are notified, or have some kind of ability to track if their kids are getting on here when they shouldn't. And part of it is like, that 11-year-old, she disguised Instagram, because she was forbidden from having Instagram, and she disguised it as a calculator. There are apps that let kids disguise these, like Snapchat and Instagram.
Gosh!
Oh, wow!
gives it a false little face icon on your phone. But so these are things that they're seeking. But they've got a lot of hurdles. It's going to be a very tough lawsuit. There's only been one successful lawsuit against one of these social media companies, and that was, you might remember, several years ago, Snapchat was sued over the speed filter because of a death related to that, and they were tagged for that.
Yeah.
What
they took it down, and that's been the only, and that was a landmark case, because it basically treated the app like a product, which is kind of a stretch. It's not really a product, right?
Lisa, remind us of exactly what that one was. The speed in Snapchat?
So there was a filter, right? There was a filter on Snapchat, that would you're taking a video while driving really fast and it clocks your speed, and the idea was it encouraged these young people to drive incredibly fast.
That's right.
While filming themselves. All right, so of course there was a horrific crash, deaths, and a lawsuit, and Snapchat lost that, and so that was a huge groundbreaking lawsuit.
Lisa, you're saying they're not this school district, and I'm sure that they're just the first of many, are suing not for money, but to get just the age.
So they are for money too, I think she said.
Oh, did you? I'm sorry.
I think the school system is primarily suing for change, but I think these individuals, like for example, the 60 Minutes piece was really good. I would encourage anyone to watch it that's interested in this topic. But there's a couple whose daughter learned from Instagram, from a video on Instagram, how to hang herself, and killed herself. And, and her parents, and she was searching all this stuff about depression during the pandemic. Her parents had no idea that she was depressed. And one night, she hangs herself by a method of, like, an easy way to hang yourself in your room kind of thing. And that video was on there for a really long time, and it's really, really scary. But here's the thing. It's going to be a real stretch for these lawsuits to be successful. There's a piece of federal legislation called the Communications Decency Act, and the big talk you hear about is Section 230. Section 230 specifically says that these companies cannot be held liable for posted third-party content. So how do these lawsuits get around that, right? That's the hard part. So that's why they're particularly attacking the algorithm. They're saying, look, it's not the third-party content that we're suing you over. It's the evil of your algorithm. And so that's one way they're trying to get around it. But then here's the other hurdle. They have to show that these apps caused some kind of harm. And how do you show in a world where there are so many other bad influences? We've gone through the pandemic. How in the world do they show that this is what we call the but-for cause, meaning but for the existence of this app, this bad event would not have happened? That's going to be a huge hurdle.
I can even see, I know as devastating as it is, but even the video with the hanging, which is horrible, but you can literally get that anywhere on Google under videos or other platforms. And that doesn't necessarily mean that somebody doesn't know how to other ways of killing themselves. They know if they jump off a building that's going to kill themselves. Lisa, do you think that they are going to be successful? Because I was surprised that you just said that the one Snapchat won. Do you think any of these lawsuits are going to be successful in your opinion?
It's really doubtful because of all these hurdles that I've mentioned, and most of the the legal specialists in this area are saying they don't see how Section 230 can be, and there's lots of other small issues too, like treating a product like this, and we're treating an item like this that's a telecommunications app as a product is a hard stretch also, because it's not, a product is typically, a tangible thing that you can, like a bike or a motorcycle or whatever, car. And then the other piece is usually if you do treat it like a product, you have to have a physical harm. Now, some of these people are claiming a physical harm, right? Like the suicide. But most of these people don't have a physical harm. They have a purely emotional, you made my kid depressed, that kind of thing. And that's a lot of what the school system is saying. They're saying that there's a huge jump in depression related to these apps. And it's just, I think they're going to have a really hard time proving that. I mean, it's also been shown that the pandemic itself and all that isolation and the disruption caused a lot of kids a lot of psychiatric problems.
Yeah. All right. Well, we will keep you updated on that lawsuit for sure. And Lisa, you are wonderful as always. If you have been injured, contact the official attorney of Jared and Katie in the Morning, Lisa Lanier, at hireaheavyweight.com.